May I present to you my research on the extent of community participation in the ecotourism project in Caramoan, Camarines, Philippines. I am Dr. Jocelyn Amata of Partido State University, San Jose Campus. In 2010, the Department of Tourism named Caramoan as one of the Philippines' top tourism sites. It was also considered as one of the top 14 destinations in the world by Top Reso Travel Fair 2008, an annual travel trade in France. The place gaining tourism popularity in recent years is mainly due to advertising, as the place, which is endowed with fine white sand beaches beside majestic limestone rock formations, was featured many times in news and local television programs. According to Moik et al., tourism in Caramoan has become a major source of income and employment in the community. However, due to the high demand of the industry, the environment is put at risk of degradation and neglect. Results of their study revealed that the community and tourists consider proper waste management an important factor, but the local government unit showed weak policy implementation. The Philippine Tourism Master Plan, which aims to make the country a world-class tourism destination, was spearheaded by DOT. In 1992, the National Tourism Congress promoted the theme Ecotourism in accordance to the principles of sustainable tourism development. The plan culminated through a technical workshop to develop a framework on how ecotourism projects in the Philippines can be best realized. Community participation and involvement in projects and activities related to ecotourism are essential in achieving its sustainability and success. If people are involved from the very beginning of a project, they are more likely to support it and handle their parts or role in project more enthusiastically. Other than gaining support, it also enables outside experts and managers to gain significant insights into local reality and knowledge that can help in arriving in a more relevant, effective, and sustainable project design. The key to effective participation is communication. Communication enables the people to become aware of the things that may be of concern to them. It helps them gain access to information and other resources. Moreover, communication creates the link that binds people to a certain cause or purpose. Without communication, any human endeavor will likely fail. Amuga and Mifalopoulos noted that lack of participation and ineffective communication are two intertwined factors that are associated with failures and disappointments. The success and sustainability of an ecotourism project for the benefit of the people may therefore be measured by how effective the members of the community communicate and participate in the project as one of its stakeholders. It is important that the dynamics of community participation is understood in order to analyze its significance in sustaining or maintaining the ecotourism project at the site. So here are my objectives. Specifically, the study aims to find out how the community participates in the ecotourism project of the local government unit of Caramoan, Camarines in the Philippines. So here are the specific objectives. So to determine the socio-demographic characteristics of the respondents, the level of awareness of the respondents about the ecotourism project, the extent of participation of the respondents in the ecotourism project, nature of participation, and the relationship between the respondents' socio-demographic characteristics, level of awareness, perceived roles, and level of participation in the ecotourism project. So the study employed the quantitative method, wherein self-administered questionnaires were distributed to a total of 97 household heads in Barangay Panikman in Caramoan. So chi-square test of independence using 0.5 level of significance was employed in testing the relationship between the household's socio-demographic characteristics, the level of awareness, nature of participation, and level of participation. Results showed that on the social demographic characteristics of the respondents, majority of the respondents were 31 to 41 years old males, had relatively low educational attainment. They were members of at least one organization, married and with families composed of 5 to 6 members. Almost all were Roman Catholics and had an annual family income of about 10,000 to 30,000. On the average, they had been residing in their barangay for 31 years. On the level of awareness of the respondents about the ecotourism, All of them were aware of the project being implemented by the Municipal Tourism Office. However, a small fraction of respondents, about 4%, believed that they were only somehow aware of it, which means that they were not that particular about its details. So answers from the survey questionnaires revealed that the very aware response was common among the respondents who were directly involved in the project, which included some staff of the Municipal Tourism Office, the boat operators, and the boat captains, among others. As to the methods of communication used to approach and mobilize the community, most of the respondents came to know about the project through public announcement and through word of mouth, wherein 52% of them learned about the existence of such project because the municipal and barangay office announced it, and other 45% were told about it by their family. So this implies that the respondents rely heavily on government announcements and words of other people in acquiring information about certain things. So it may mean that the respondents consider government and people they know as more reliable sources of information than other interpersonal and media sources. On the extent of participation, 20% were tasked to assist visitors and tourists, while 17% saw their responsibilities in attending orientations, trainings, and seminars regarding the project. So this can be attributed to the fact that the ecotourism industry in the area mainly requires a number of people to help in assisting tourists and visitors. Attending orientations and seminars regarding the project was also seen to be a responsibility of the people since the Municipal Tourism Office needed to be ensured that the people they will hire for the job of assisting the tourists and visitors are well educated about ecotourism protocols, which are very important in maintaining the proper condition of the area. As to the nature of participation, of the household heads can be described as mere followers of the leaders and supervisors of the project. They involve themselves in the project because they believe that they could be of help to the project and they could benefit from it. As to the relationship between the socio-demographic characteristics and level of awareness of the ecotourism project, it was found out that the variables were not related to the socio-demographic characteristics and level of awareness. So this means that the respondents' level of awareness on the project do not depend on their socio-demographic characteristics. On the socio-demographic characteristic and nature of participation in the ecotourism project, there was no relationship between the respondents' age, educational attainment, number of years living in the barangay, and family size. However, there was evidence to say that the nature of participation of respondents are related to their gender, civil status, religion, annual family income, and being a member of an organization. So based on these results, the males as compared to females are more likely to see themselves as someone who can help in the tourism project, and thus they tend to participate more or be more involved in the project's different activities and operations. It is also more likely that they view themselves as helpful sources of information regarding the project. So on the socio-demographic characteristic and level of participation, so the results showed that there was no relationship on the different variables except on the membership in organizations. And this implies that people who are members of certain organizations are more likely to have higher participation in the project than those who are non-members. So they tend to be more involved in the project's various activities and operations. And it can also be said that organizations play an important role in enabling the people to be more concerned about the project and make them participate more in it. So on the perceived role and level of awareness of the ecotourism project, results show that there was no relationship between the perceived role and their level of awareness as reflected on the table. On the summary of the the value between respondents' level of participation and level of awareness of the ecotourism project, results showed that there was no relationship between the respondents' level of participation and their level of awareness of the ecotourism project. So with these findings, the following conclusions were derived. First, majority of the people were 34 to 41 years old, males who were already married and whose families were composed of 5 to 6 members. Most of them were high school graduates. As for the religion, almost all of them were Roman Catholics. They were born in their barangay and had lived there for almost the entirety of their lives. They belonged to the low-income group in the Philippines. Some of them were affiliated with at least one organization. The people's level of awareness of the ecotourism project was relatively high. All knew about the existence of the project. The ones who were very aware are those who are directly involved in the project as staff member and members of organizations working for the benefit of the project. The project proponents seemed to limit the involvement of the people to assisting visitors and tourists and attending orientations, trainings, and seminars only. Public announcements and interpersonal sources were the two most popular ways of knowing about the project. Based on this, it can be implied that the residents of Paniman in Caramoan, Camarines relied heavily on the local government and other residents to relay messages to them. Another one, people perceived their role in the ecotourism project as concerned citizens only. They participated in the project only when they want to or if they feel that they are needed at some point in time. However, some of them were members of organizations directly involved in the project and some are staff members of it. The nature of participation of the people could be described as mere followers of the leaders and supervisors of the project. People took orders and decisions from those who lead and those who supervise them. They involved themselves in the project because they believe that they could be of help to the project and can benefit from it. So, with those conclusions, these are the recommendations, and thank you very much.